when God says, a spoken word from Genesis to Revelation, KJV inspired, poetic, spiritual, metaphorical, soul-stirring. In the beginning God said, "Let there be light." And the light wasn't just fire in the sky. It was the first awakening of the soul, the moment truth stepped forward and said, "I will not hide." God said, "I am the Lord thy God, a jealous God, not jealous like humans get jealous, but jealous like a mother guarding her child's breath, jealous like the sun that refuses to let darkness steal your name, jealous like, don't worship anything that dims you, because I made you in light, and light belongs to me." God said, "Fear not," and every prophet felt their bones loosen. Every heart that had been running finally stood still, because when the divine says, "Fear not," it's not a suggestion, it's a spiritual summons to step out of survival and walk into identity. God said, "Be still and know that I am God," which really means stop wrestling with storms that were only meant to reveal your reflection in the water. God said, "Walk before me and be thou perfect," not perfect in performance, but perfect in purpose, perfect in the way a tree is perfect, when it simply grows. God said, "I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee," which is the ancient way of saying, you are never abandoned. Your soul has a home, and I am the address. God said, "I form the light and create darkness," which means he governs both your sunrise and your shadow work. He holds your healing and your breaking in the same holy hand. God said, "Choose life," and every ancestor inside you nodded their head because they knew you'd be the one to break the cycles, split the chains, walk in alignment with a truth older than time. God said, "Call unto me, and I will answer thee." And that's not religion, that's relationship. That's the whisper in your spirit that always replies when you think you're praying into air. God said, "Before I formed thee in the womb, I knew thee," which means you are not random, you are remembered. You are not lost, you are lineage. You are not forgotten, you are foreordained. God said, "Touch not my anointed," which is God's way of saying, anyone plotting your downfall is only digging a grave for their own shadow. God said, "I am Alpha and Omega," and that's the divine way of saying, you are safe in every chapter, because I hold both the first word and the last breath. And in Revelation, God doesn't end with fear, he ends with fulfillment. He ends with victory. He ends with home. God said, "Behold, I make all things new," and that includes you, your heart, your walk, your purpose, your truth, your freedom. So today, walk like you heard him. Walk like truth is your address. Walk like alignment is your birthright. Walk like you are held by the same voice that called galaxies out of silence. For every time God said, he didn't just speak to the world, he spoke to you.